So it's this unique combination of personal history and professional training that gave Dr. Dong these really profound insights into how trauma doesn't just impact one person. It echoes. It reverberates across entire generations.
And this is the central question she's always tackling. It's not genetic, not in the way we usually think about it, but it's passed down all the same. So how does that actually happen?
Dr. Don calls it parenting by fear. It starts with the first-generation parents who survived unimaginable trauma, war, loss, chaos. Their brains become hardwired for survival, constantly stuck in alarm mode. So what happens? They parent with this intense hypervigilance, using threats to control things. Not because they're malicious, but because that's what their brains are conditioned to do to keep everyone safe. The kids then grow up in this atmosphere of constant low-level threat, and they end up internalizing all that fear, without ever having gone through the original trauma themselves.
And in her actual clinical practice, Dr. Dong sees this clear pattern. The first generation, the ones who lived through the war, they often present with classic PTSD. But by the time you get to the second generation, who didn't live through it, that trauma has morphed, it's transformed into high rates of anxiety and depression, often fueled by intense family pressure and this inherited sense of unease.
So this is the core of it. This is intergenerational trauma. It's the unconscious transfer of survival conditioning. It's parents with the best of intentions accidentally passing down their own fear and anxiety, which then prevents their children from ever developing that fundamental sense of emotional safety.
But okay, even when people are clearly suffering from this, there are these huge obstacles that prevent so many in the Vietnamese American community from ever getting the help they need.
First, you've got the cultural barriers. There's this tendency to prioritize physical health, a broken bone, something you can see and touch, over mental health. Combine that with a lack of education about what mental health even is, plus a really strong cultural emphasis on saving face and pleasing others instead of taking care of yourself, and you get this powerful stigma.
And then, on top of that, you have these systemic barriers. There's a massive shortage of Vietnamese-speaking and culturally competent providers. There are practically no support groups, almost zero specialized services for things like gambling dependency, and a real shortage of residential homes for those with severe mental illness. The basic infrastructure, it just isn't there.
And this right here, this is the heartbreaking result of all of those barriers. Many people in the community don't even know what good mental health care looks like, or that they're even entitled to it in the first place. They don't know what to ask for because they've never seen it, and that creates this vicious cycle where the community stays chronically underserved.
But, and this is a really big but, despite all of these challenges, Dr. Dong's message is ultimately one of hope. She sees immense strength within the community, and she sees a clear path forward toward healing.
The healing, she says, is built on the community's inherent strengths, the stuff that's already there. I mean, this is a community with absolutely incredible resilience and survival skills. There's a powerful sense of collectivism, where families will go to incredible lengths to care for their own. And when they do get help that actually works, the gratitude is just immense.
For Dr. Dong, healing really begins by turning inward. Now, in a culture that often puts a huge emphasis on pleasing others, this idea of cultivating a kind relationship with yourself can feel really foreign, but she believes it is the absolute foundation for well-being.
And her prescription for this is just beautifully simple. Number 1, talk to yourself kindly. Be your own friend. Number 2, stop comparing yourself to others, which is a huge source of stress in the community. And number 3, practice non-judgment, both towards yourself and towards other people. These 3 simple things, they form the core of a healthy internal life. And this is her ultimate hope. This really sums up her life's work and her vision for her community's future. A future where self-compassion isn't some strange concept, but it's a cornerstone of a healthy, thriving life. Dr. Dong's story is such a powerful reminder that sometimes our deepest wounds can become our greatest strengths. And it leaves us all with a really critical question to think about. In our own lives, what is one small way we can practice that kindness toward ourselves, starting today?